What's good, guys? Hellos? How's everybody today's? We're here, and today I'm going to show off Pokemon Cosmic version, as I'm calling it. Now, this game is actually going to be a prequel to the original games. That is Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue for the Game Boy Color. Now, how I plan to go about this, because it does sound crazy, like how do you create a prequel to this game? So, the whole basis of this story is based on the creation of Mewtwo. So, how this is going to work is essentially I'm developing an origin story for the program in the lab, the scientist, and all that jazz, which we already have some things filled in the blanks. We know that Dr. Fuji created Mewtwo. But, you know, oftentimes in lore, you know, outside of extended media Pokemon, like in the manga and the anime, Team Rocket is often associated with the creation of Mewtwo. And I think it's an interesting arc to include them into this. So, what I have is I think the story is going to start out. It's going to be like a regular opening of the professor, you know, talking about the world of Pokemon. He's going to be traveling to the Kanto region, returning home. Upon returning home, he's going to arrive back at his lab to find equipment destroyed and the old C-map stolen. So if you guys have played Pokemon Emerald, there was this event where you would get an old C-map and you would travel over to this faraway island, as it was called, where you could capture the Pokemon Mew. And many people who've studied the lore of Pokemon actually think that that is basically where Mew was, because there's a dialogue tree and a sign that basically tells the player that it's kind of like this weird, like, I don't know how to describe it. Let's see, faraway island in Pokemon. Let me pull this up. So the sign is reminiscent to what they would see in the Pokemon Mansion, where, you know, you had like a lot of like text that was just kind of like with pieces of the text missing. Of course, my Google Chrome browser is crashing, so that's awesome, guys. You know what? I don't even know if we still live, cause I can't tell, bro. Google Chrome is gonna crash. It's horrible. Absolutely terrible. This is like the worst announcement video ever. It's like terrible. Absolutely horrible. But anyways, I guess we can show off the game. But what I was going to say is basically many people think that it's associated to the Pokemon Mansion. Now, I do not know if this thing is still live, so I'm going to have to pull up an app. The YouTube app. We're going to look into it. This isn't my stream, bro. I don't give two craps about this guy. There, that's me. Is it still working? Yeah, it's still working. Fantastic. Well, this is the game. This is what I can pull up. I think it just crashed. Oh my gosh, bro. Bruh, it just crashed. It just crashed. It just crashed on me, bro. That's crazy. The music stopped, everything. But this is the game. This is game. So, essentially, I do not know whether or not we're going to put the game in the Kanto region. That is one thing I'm deciding on. But this is the player's house. I wanted it to look lived in. Currently, I've been, like, moving assets from actually black and white, like sprites from a newer game. So that's how you get graphics that kind of look like they're meant for the Game Boy, and other graphics that look like they're meant for the Nintendo DS. I've been working here with like this chair. I mean, it seems simple to where you can't walk through the backside of it, because there's certain like objects in like around that do not have collision set up. Also, that just happened, so there's still some glitches I need to work out. But yeah, there's also, this is really kind of funny. You can climb up certain walls, certain areas of the wall. Like Spider-Man. He kind of looks like Spider-Man when he... But this, we got bedroom, and we also have a bathroom back here. So this is like his starting house. Now, I think the main character is roughly going to be about 19 years old. We're going to age him up for this story. That's what we're going to do. So this is our starting town. It is very rainy, so this is going to be after the intro. And I believe either this building right here or this building is going to be the lab. Now it depends on whether or not I can get the doors working properly. But yeah, like I said, certain collisions haven't been set, so he's just walking through certain things. Because I have to go to each individual tile and set collisions. So, you know, he's like Spider-Man, bro. That's where we're at. But, you know what I was working on? The doors open and close, which is nice. And I also started a route. Basically connected a route to the starting town. So if we go over here, it says route. And we got grass, and you see the animation of him walking through the grass. Now there's no Pokemon yet, no professor, none of that. It also changes the weather, so it gets more intense as you go to the right. So it's now like a thunderstorm, where before it was just raining. So yeah, this is where we're at, bro. This is where we're at. But the whole point of the game is I think I'm going to set this region above Kanto and Johto. So that's how it's going to work. And eventually, we're going to have the character sneak on a boat to Faraway Island in an attempt to stop Team Rocket from capturing Mew and getting it to Dr. Fuji. And how the game is going to go is it's going to end with you on Cinnabar Island, and you are going to have the option of whether or not to release Mewtwo. So that's the whole plot of the game. And yeah, basically, I don't want to spoil the ending, but I think it's going to be really cool. What I have planned, I think, is really cool, and it's really exciting. So right here is the Pokedex. Now, a lot of you guys don't know what just happened there because it says you gained a Pokedex, but you actually also gained running shoes and the Pokenav. So that's where we're at. Each individual setting, I have to program each object and program the collisions. Otherwise, you're just going to walk over the object. Like some of these are working because I have the collision set up, others are not. So I am using essentially this software. It's called RPG Maker with Pokemon Essentials. So it's a lot easier and a lot more convenient than Advanced Map. So it really streamlines the process and makes it really easy to program everything. Personally, I think that as far as like the characters, I'm going to do custom designs, but tiles and like buildings and things are just going to be assets used in other games. Just because it's going to take a long time. It takes a long time just to edit characters. So, you know, certain sacrifices are going to have to be made. But yeah, it's all ready to go essentially. I need to go out here, program, you know, the opening dialogue or whatever. Maybe get an intro programmed and get it so you can enter the professor's building and pick a starter. And then I need to program the grass to have Pokemon, wild Pokemon in it, because it doesn't at the moment. Just trying to use the running shoes to bump the keyboard. Because right now we could just run through this grass, bro, and nothing happens. We ain't got nothing. No wild encounters. We're just running through the grass. It looked like we had a Pokemon for a second there because of the lightning flashing. We also have no sound effects or music. Part of it is because I want to make my own music soundtrack for the game, whether it's just remixes of the old songs or just new soundtrack pieces entirely. But I really want this game to feel like a Pokemon game, so I don't want it to the dialogue to be too overly edgy or it to be too mature that it's like uncomfortable to play through, which is a huge problem I think with certain ROM hacks. So, you know, there's a balance that I want to get, that I want to match with it. So let's go into OBS real quick. This is how it looks when you're editing maps. So I'm going to close the game out, and we're going to place some tiles so that way you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. So these buildings were ported in from black and white. I did that myself, and it actually wasn't as easy as I expected, because these are your Game Boy Advance buildings. Like, the difference here in quality is significant. Visually, like, it's night and day. It's night and day. These are each an individual layer. So like the grass, basically I tend to put on layer 1, and then I layer stuff on top of it in layer 2 and 3. And things can't overlap if they're in the same layer. For example, if I want to put this flower pot in layer 3 where this building is, it's just going to cut into that building. And now you have this giant hole in the building. That's super awkward. You don't want that. These are, all the stages stored. Now, this is based off of Pokemon Emerald. So you can actually go through and look at a lot of the towns from Pokemon Emerald. They have them basically it's all here, bro. But yeah, I'm using a lot of these towns for like reference for like the commands and how each individual character is programmed. Like if I go here to edit event, I'm not sure if you see the event window. Does it come up? I'm gonna have to manually pull it up then. Let's see here. Window capture, okay. Yeah, that's what I need. Alright. So this is the guy in his programming to the right. You probably can barely even read it. But basically, upon clicking on him, text comes up, and then this is his program text, which I can edit. It says these doors are an example of a good solid door. There's another set of text. When the player goes outside, be sure to transfer it. So I have like different things. This event right here, where the door is, programs the door animation of it opening and closing, which I basically copied over into my starting town with this door right here. So it's highlighted. I'm not sure. It seems like this thing's in the, I don't know what that is, why that popped up. But the door that I'm hovering over, bro, that basically puts the door like so that way it can open and close. Like if we load up the game again, this is a lot of nerd shit, so it may be a lot to keep track of. So let's see here. Waiting for the game to come back up. Okay, where is it? Which one is it, bro? I don't even know, guys. Oh, there it is. I don't know why it wasn't coming up. It's a layer in front, but for whatever reason, bro. Okay. So simple things like just having this door open and close. You need like lines of code to fill out. And that's what I've been spending a lot of my time doing. But yeah, I've been busy the past couple days. We haven't been gaming much. So, and I've hardly had time to work on the game itself. But I think this is going to be really cool. How long have you been working on this? Oh, goodness sake. I think like maybe like 4 or 5 hours at most. Which is a good thing. That's a good sign because I would say 4 to 5 hours of getting just, a town set up. I mean, that's a lot, but I don't know. It could be worse. Like imagine if just this part of the game took me 10 hours and you don't even have a starter Pokemon yet. But I think I can work on the game while I'm streaming. Like if we're doing like Smash Bros Ultimate and I'm like in the waiting room, bro, and not playing, I could be editing this in the middle of that. The problem is that's really distracting. You probably shouldn't because, I need to react to the gameplay to keep things exciting. But that's something on my mind. But yeah, this game, I basically have a plot outlined. I have a concept here, and it is going to be a game where, you go through the gyms, you get your badges, but the Mewtwo thing and the Mew thing is the subplot. It is basically the Team Rocket plot line that you have in every game, whether it's Team Galactic or whoever else, like, who are the guys from Emerald? I totally forget their name, because that's the game I grew up with. Aqua and Magma, those guys, yes. So, that's where we're at, bro. This is the game. The presentation went to crap, though. That was kind of rough. My web browser crashed on me, bro. Anyways, I was talking about the faraway island in Pokemon. This is a weird event that a lot of people... Bruh. It crashed on me twice. It crashed on me twice. Oh man, fuck this website, dude. Stupid. Absolutely stupid. Disastrous. Yeah, it's that the web pages keep crashing, bro. This computer is not good. This computer is really bad. Really terrible. Really horrible. Yeah. Well, we can get the music back, so why not? Hollow Knight says he's back. I'm back too. You know, it kept kicking me out. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. And the music stopped. The tab had crashed again. That's some wild stuff. That's some wild stuff. Cause I was gonna go into some lore heavy stuff, but I can't. I can't, bro. I just can't. Like, I'm scared to click any links cause the web browser is gonna crash. That's where we're at. Stupid. Yup. It's asking me to reload, getting error pages every 2 seconds. That's messed up. That is messed up. But anyways, there's like this sign that says, you know, if you come across Mew, treat it with kindness. You know, if anyone comes across this island ever again, treat it with kindness. And a lot of people think it was written by Dr. Fuji. And there's a lot of evidence to suggest that. And Dr. Fuji was a guy who made Mewtwo. So that's what this game is based around, is the origin story of what led up to the Red and Blue games and the whole mansion getting destroyed in Cinnabar Island in Pokemon Red and Blue version for the Game Boy Color. So that's where we're at. That's what we're doing. But yeah, this is the game so far. We have a bedroom, a start to a bathroom, and we also have a living room and a starting town and like some grass and a so-called route that isn't even built. But yeah, this building doesn't have collisions yet. Up here you can see the void. We can actually stare into the void on this, so this only won because I put my alts in the last second. Bruh. Nico, you make everything worse, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. You guys are more interested in Smash Ultimate than you are in Joe Cosmic. I swear, bro. I swear, Joe Cosmic says he's gonna do something really cool. He's gonna make his own Pokemon fan game. And you guys are all like, nah. Nah. We want mediocre streams of Smash Ultimate that we always get. That's what we would prefer. Like, that's okay. Okay, guys. Alright. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know, bro. I don't know what to deal with some of you. Some of y'all are crazy. Jay, what's good? Hello. I hope your day is fantastic. But yeah, I got a lot of work to do because, you know, certain sections we're climbing up walls like Spider-Man, which is, you know, as much as I like Spider-Man, this is not a Spider-Man game. This is a turn-based combat game. You know, my take on the Pokemon series, trying to take it in an interesting direction. Okay. So, you know, what is this? Who knew Joe is a blank and a real person? This stupid UI needs to go, YouTube, because I can't. Joe is a thing and not a real person. What? Eduardo, what are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? Spider-Man evolution. You know, we can have Spider-Man in this game. We can make him like a Pokemon trainer. Absolutely. Who says we can't, bro? Who says we can't? Speaking of which, Rando, what's good? What's good? But yeah, I've got a lot on my mind. So let me go over the script here. I have a whole set of notes. So the story goes, regular opening of a professor traveling through the Kanto region, returning home, arrives back at lab to find equipment destroyed and the old sea map stolen. You visit the professor and he is left wondering who was behind this. He convinces the player to head off to explore to discover your purpose. You take a starter from him. During the first section of the routes, you come across Team Rocket hauling off equipment from the lab. You report back to the professor, unable to recover everything that was stolen. Team Rocket is trying to locate Mew for cloning experiments. A young Giovanni is working with Dr. Fuji. Trainer works to train up his Pokemon to confront Team Rocket by collecting 8 badges and fighting the Pokemon League. Trainer sneaks on Team Rocket ships and head to the faraway island. Mew is located and caught by Giovanni with the pair entering on location, but it is too late. Giovanni escapes, heads off to the... Giovanni escapes and hands the Pokemon off to Dr. Fuji. Dr. Fuji starts cloning Mewtwo. Player is trying to track down where the base moved, where Dr. Fuji is. Trainer finishes collecting all the badges. Dr. Fuji starts getting conflicted by the ethics of the situations and starts to regret his actions, starts feeding with Giovanni. Player goes to Cinnabar Mansion, confronts Giovanni and defeats him. Player talks with Fuji and is left to determine the fate of Mewtwo. Player has a choice to free or leave Mewtwo. So that's basically where we're at. That's the whole story. That's the whole story. So you have like a yes or no prompt, and then and if you pick yes, then it's credits. So. But yeah, if you guys have ideas, I'm open to ideas. Like, what are you guys thinking as far as this game? Because what I'm conflicted on is whether or not we just set it in the Kanto region. It would be a lot less work, I think. It would be a lot more convenient. But I don't know. I think a region just above Kanto and Johto would be more interesting, because then we could have a set of new gym leaders, set of new trainers, a set of new routes. But that's up to you. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Here, should I make a new region or just have Kanto? So new Kanto. So that's all we need. Start the poll. I don't care. This is an option. Alright. Accidentally added an option, so we have a third option of I don't care. That works. That works fantastic. It's up to you guys. We have 100% of the vote says I don't care. Well, that's crazy. That's crazy, guys. You guys are totally helpful on this. Totally have opinions. Totally have actual opinions on the matter, bro. To have only 2 votes of I don't care. That's crazy. Joe, the main character should be able to obtain items when opening things and searching through trash. I mean, yeah. I mean, part of me just wants to berate the player if they click on a trash can. Like, what self-respecting person digs through the trash and just looks for items? There was this one moment where I'm thinking, like, a lot of the Pokemon houses, bro, they don't have bathrooms. Like, how weird is that? So for the fan game, I'm gonna create, I guess, pixel art for a toilet, but this is the best I got. We are walking in the void because we can. There's a lot of work to be done with the collisions. I gotta map everything, bro. I gotta map everything, and it's a long, painstaking process to do. Like, it's not a quick thing at all. Like, if we go Let's open up OBS. Go here. Need to pull up this right here. Okay. So then I have to go back to OBS and then get a separate capture. It's really weird that I have to do this. Okay. So this right here is where I map the stuff. Where it's a circle, that means the player can walk on it. Where there's an X, that means they can't walk on it. So I can change the floor, make it so they can't walk on the floor, which would be not a good plan. Priority is like, how do I describe it? It's so like certain things that are like tall, if the player walks behind it, they won't walk like on top of it. Like the player will be invisible if the player is like in the middle of the tree standing behind it. That is the best way I could describe it. Passage tells you what directions that the player can walk in. So right now I just edited this block so they can only walk up, left, and right. Now I'm gonna click on that again so then they can walk down. So these three things are what's really important. And I also have to go here to our route and assign the tiles where the wild Pokemon are gonna be. So those grass tiles, I can also place more of them if I wanted to, as well as trees. These are the trees in Ruby and Sapphire. So like we can place these right here just for craps and giggles. It's kind of like show you how this works, but you know, I'm using the black and white trees because they're a bit higher quality. But yeah, so we can place the trees, but on these blocks specifically, the grass blocks, I need to program what wild Pokemon we will encounter on them, and I also need to put the chances of, you know, what percent of the odds will you have a wild encounter when walking on those tiles. So you can do that by assigning values, specific values to the tile that indicate that they're patches of grass where wild Pokemon spawn. Yeah, it can take a bit. But given the fact that this handles most of the scripting, because, you know, a lot of this is just working off of a template, it doesn't take as long as you would suspect, which is good. Because I am a person that likes less effort. Less effort and less time. Like, I am definitely pro convenience, especially when it comes to making video game. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at, bro. I hope you guys could see all that. Okay. Yeah, my stream's just behind. I don't know why the stream just kept crashing today. Hey, this is an awful day, bro. I have just a lot going on. But yeah, I guess that's where we're at. The poll is pretty indecisive. Well, you know, new seems to be winning. I kind of agree. I think new would be interesting. So, all right. Well, you know, I only got 5 people in the chat, so I don't know if we like have ideas or anything you guys would like to brainstorm for the fan game. Because now's the time to spit out ideas. Otherwise, I'm just going to wrap up. Because I pretty much just showed off all I have, which is not much. Not much. I think that this game is probably going to take me a year to make. Probably going to take a whole year. A whole year. So we're going to be busy. We're gonna be really busy, bro. You know, I've always been busy. Always been doing something. Always been doing something. I mean, there's a reason why I have had so much hair loss over the years that I just said, screw it. I'm going full Lex Luthor on you guys. Like, you know, that's where I'm at in life. I don't play Pokemon, so go crazy. Yeah. Run into Red when he wants to challenge you. The problem, Dragoon, is this is a prequel, so it wouldn't make sense. Like, how are you gonna run into the character Red if Red is like only like 2? That doesn't make sense, bro. That doesn't make sense. Maybe you missed the first part of the stream where I said it was a prequel. So, add a Pokemon that lets you travel to space. I mean, it would be cool to travel to space, but I don't know. It's going to be a lot of tile work. That'd be a lot of development. You know, maybe some related to Deoxys or something. I say I have an option to change your caps. I mean, we could do that. I mean, the cap... I mostly based the trainer off of the Gen 4 trainer. Mostly because of this cap right here, which I happen to have. But the Gen 4 trainer, you know, from Diamond and Pearl, he's got one of these type of caps, but, you know, I thought blue would be a better color. See, I forget his name, bro. Gen 4 trainers. I also need to design the female trainer and the back sprites of my character, and you know, because if you open the trainer card, it just has red. But yeah, this is the guys. The guys from Gen 4 right here. If it doesn't crash, preferably. Yeah, that's the guy that he's based off of. He's got a lot of similarities. Got a lot of similarities to him, but he's gonna look different. His hair color's different. His clothes are different. So that's where we're at. I can find let's see here. Graphics. No, that ain't it. This is the wrong directory. It's under characters. So this is the original trainer, right? In Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. Basically, I followed that and made, let's see here. This is the guy. This is your trainer. Now the front sprite probably needs some work with the hat. I couldn't get it just right. The back sprite looked good though. So this is gonna be the guy in the game. That's guy right there. But I needed to make the more detailed sprite when like the character is on the trainer card. And Fire Red sprite red. Please don't crash. Yeah, this is the guy. You know, and this is the same like character that they used to model the Pokemon trainer in Smash Ultimate. But yeah, I'm gonna have to do something similar to the Gen 4 character in this art style. So he's probably gonna have a similar pose too, so that way I don't screw it up and accidentally like make them too big or something and not fit the boundaries of where the character needs to fit. With code, it's like you screw something up, it could destroy the whole game. So you have to be careful on what assets you replace, or it could go very badly. So that's the thing. That's the thing. Will there be side missions? Well, I'm thinking of doing a Pokemon graveyard similar to Lavender Town, so yes. There's going to be, you know, side stuff on the way. There's probably also going to be a rival of sorts. To some degree. Probably you meet him at the first town or something. I don't know. But this character, I think, is going to be aged up. He's going to be older. I mean, Legends Arceus, you had characters. The main characters are like 15, which are like the oldest, but typically they age them at 10. What I'm thinking is that I'm not really going to specify, but I might specify, but I think that your main character is going to work for whatever professor that ends up getting robbed by Team Rocket. And yeah, so that's basically the situation. Is, Team Rocket goes in, destroys the professor's equipment. Professor is basically, his whole living has just been screwed up, and there's no reason to work for him. So he gives you a Pokemon, and then you go on your way to fight off Team Rocket. That's the whole plot. That's the whole plot. It's very simple, and I like that because I don't like when, the Pokemon games can just give you like a barrage of text, just mountains and mountains of climbing through text windows and trying to slap the A button just to get text out of your face. I'm also sick of Pokemon games with like 5,000 tutorials in them. So this is going to be a tutorialist game, because the only people who are going to install a game like this are people who are fans of Pokemon. There just ain't no way, bro, that a normie is just going to come across this game and say, this is my first Pokemon game. Like, there would have to be at most one or two, because a friend recommended it. Which the odds of that are really low, because why would you recommend a fan game before an actual Pokemon game? Like, that doesn't make sense. Math doesn't math. So I don't understand if there are fan games out there with like tutorials still. Why? Like, why, bro? Pokemon Go stuff always leave on a cliffhanger and anticlimactic. Yeah, I'm probably going to take it a different direction. But I say that as far as the story goes, I'm probably going to take a lot of influence from the Pokemon Adventures anime or manga, and then take influence from the Pokemon anime as well. The Pokemon anime has a lot of really mature episodes and mature themes. I mean, the Charmander one is a great example of an episode that's really dark but wholesome. So, how long did it take you to make this? I said it was about 5-6 hours. But we only got the starting areas, and we basically have a character's just running sprite, walking sprite. That's basically it. So it's going to be a long process. It's going to require a lot of editing, a lot of work. But I hope it turns out good. Well, guys, I think that's going to be it. I don't know what to do. I would say probably do Ultimate later. But right now, my dock has been moved. There may be a change of scenery too with the streams, because my parents are pushing me out of this room. They want me to move it someplace else. So then I'm also gonna have to deal with people breathing down my neck, telling me to watch my language or something. Because there's gonna be a lot of noise of people moving around the house more than likely. So that's gonna be fun. That's going to be fun. Got that news right before I hit go live. So, I'm working through things. But yeah, the shouting, the screaming, it may be dead. The hilarity of that may be gone. I don't know. Are there going to be different endings? Yes. That's the plan. That's what I think. Potentially. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, like, without spoiling it. But, I think, yeah, there's going to be multiple endings. But, yeah, I don't know, guys. That's all I got. We can do gameplay later, but for now, I've basically given you the gist. Oh, it was kind of like a horrible video. The stream crashed multiple times, but I at least showed you guys that I have it in progress. And I hope it's something you guys are looking forward to seeing more of. And I'll probably, once it's like further along in development where like I actually have good stuff to show, I'll make a trailer that's actually really nice and well done. But yeah, this is all going to be made by me more than likely. I may get some help. I may download a couple sprite sheets and put, several names in the credits. It seems like the Pokemon modding community is full of a lot of nice people that are fine, with you taking sprites and, sprite cheats and things of that nature as long as they're credited. But yeah, this is something that essentially I have to do on my own, and it's probably going to take a lot longer than 3 days, because I don't think you can make something like this in 3 days. So yeah, but everyone take care, stay safe. I guess we'll talk later. Bye.